I feel so much better with this lace on my forehead. So if I could put on 40 of these all day, I'd be killing it. You can always bring your fiber forward. I find this to be a very natural density. You're always gonna see knotting more easily when you have darker fiber. This would be a really cute one to add a headband to. Easy to ear tuck, nice natural density. It's always fun to just style it a little bit. Everybody, welcome back to the Chiquel YouTube channel. My name is Amanda, and today I'm very excited to be bringing you a review on Ivy by Jon Renau, which is from Jon Renau's brand new comfort collection. But before I jump into it all, I'm going to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you can learn even more about alternative hair. All right, it is mid-March 2026 and Jon Renau just released their brand new Ivy, like I said, from their brand new comfort collection. So Ivy here is their first wig within their comfort collection. But what does that even mean? Well, their comfort collection is designed, of course, with comfort in mind. And basically what they've done is they have created what they call their high-def lace front technology. And what it is basically a softer, finer lace to give you comfort all day long. Jon Renau says that it is more transparent than their typical monofilament lace front, and it offers a flawless and virtually undetectable hairline. So what Jon Renau has done here is similar to what Estetica did with their newer Swiss lace collection that they put out several months back. And Estetica also changed up their lace fronts to make them softer and just more wearable for the day. But let's take a look at Jon Renau's new lace fronts here on their comfort collection and see what we think. So this is what it's gonna look like when I pull this back and off of my face. Here's what I can tell you. I can tell you without a doubt that the comfort of this is fantastic. I feel so much better with this lace on my forehead than your normal monofilament lace front that we see on a lot of other wigs. And for someone like me who basically, for a living, I put on and off wigs constantly. And on the days where I do my live shows, I put on at least 40 wigs each day. I can tell you that my forehead, after putting on the monofilament lace fronts over and over and over and over again, oh my gosh, I have a red head. I have a red head. I have a red line on my head, and it feels, it's just very sensitive, and it's not that comfortable after doing that all day. So if I could put on 40 of these all day, I'd be killing it. I would just be loving life. So with all that being said, the comfort, phenomenal, loving it. Now let's come up closer here, and I'm gonna show you more of the transparency, I guess, of the lace. So the lace goes to, let me see if I can find it there, goes to about here where my finger is. And honestly, it is quite transparent. What I'm gonna do after this is I'm gonna put on another monofilament lace front wig so that you can see the difference. But you know what? It is, it's blending in pretty well with my skin tone. So it goes right up to my finger here. And you know what? You can't see where the lace is too much. But I do find that when the knotting starts on the lace, it's not as natural. I like how the density is really great on this. You don't feel like it's too dense in the front. It's easy to pull back, but you can kind of, I don't know, obviously if you come up close, you can tell. If you come back far away, it's not as visible. But if you're right up there, it's kind of noticeable. But the lace itself is blending in really nicely with my skin tone, at least, which I love. Now, one thing I will mention about this color is often brands will bring forward the lighter color, like the blonde, so that you cannot see the knotting as well. You're always gonna see knotting more easily when you have darker fiber. So in this color, this is 12FS12 Malibu Blonde, which I'll go over in a second. They didn't bring all that blonde forward. So you do have the darker color fiber with the knotting. So I would imagine that if this is a lighter color up front here, the knotting is going to look even better, even more realistic and less visible. So this is just what it would look like on this color in particular, and likely on a lot of their other rooted blonde colors. But let's quickly go ahead, and I want to show you the difference between this lace front and a monofilament lace front like we're used to. So I'll take this off quick, and I'm gonna put on Olivia by Jon Renau. And this is in the color 12FS8, shaded praline. So here, if I come forward, so here you can see there's the monofilament lace. It does blend pretty well with my skin, actually. I'm like coming up so close. Here's where you can see that lace end. And here they have brought that lighter color forward to disguise the knotting a little bit more, kind of like what I was talking about that the other color didn't have. So you're gonna see the knotting is a bit less visible. But overall, this is what your monofilament lace front will kind of look like. But when you go back to the darker knotting here, this might be more similar to what you'd see because it is a darker color. And if I were to back up, this is what that lace front will look like. And I've talked about this before, but I feel like on this particular one, we have that sort of blonde banding effect coming forward, which makes that line in the front look a little bit more visible. Anyways, hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what the difference is in the lace fronts. So again, this is that monofilament lace front, and here is their new Comfort collection with the softer high def lace front technology lace, which does blend in with my skin tone, but I don't know if you can tell, like it just looks more grid-like. Maybe that's the term. It looks more grid-like on this lace front here. Anyways, we could stare at this lace front forever, but I guess I could talk about the wig now. Okay, let's talk about the color here. So like I said, this is the color 12FS12 Malibu Blonde from their California Blondes. So 12FS12 is essentially a combination of a 12F and a root of a 12. So let's get into that further. 12F is a blend of about 3 different colors. You're gonna find a 12, which is a light brown, and then you're going to find a 24B within this color as well. And a 24B is going to be a blend of golden blondes. And then you're also going to find a 102. And a 102 is going to be more of that brighter, more platinum blonde that you see throughout here, giving it even further dimension. So that's the 12F. And then the S12 is going to be a root of a 12, which is going to be a light brown. So this root here is a light brown color. So this is a color that is almost identical to 12FS8 shaded praline. The 12F throughout the color is the same, but this has a lighter root than the 12FS8, which has an 8 root, which is more of a medium brown. So if you wanted a lighter root, go for Malibu Blonde. If you want a darker root, go for 12FS8 shaded praline. Okay, let me give you a spin of Ivy here. Now, aside from this new high def lace front technology that they've added, we have a full monofilament top on here. So when I look at Ivy, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Ignite, which is one of Jon Renau's most popular shorter styles. But the thing with Ignite is that although it has a temple to temple lace front, that's kind of all it has in terms of the bells and the whistles. It only has a lace front. It has just a permatease top, so you don't get the illusion of a part line at all. And Ignite also has a ton of permatease in it, giving it a lot of oomph and a lot of volume. Ivy here, although like I said, it does remind me of Ignite. It's a little bit more of a toned down Ignite and a little bit more of a natural feel. So you do on Ivy get that full monofilament top, which allows you to part this anywhere you want. Now, the monofilament top is monofilament. It's made out of the monofilament material, which is different than their newer high def lace front here. So you have that standard monofilament top that we're used to seeing on basically everything. So you can part this anywhere you want. And now because you have that full monofilament top, you don't have any permatease where the monofilament is. You never have any permatease wherever you have fibers that are hand tied onto that part of the wig. So anywhere that has hand-tied portion, you're never gonna find permatease. The rest of this cap though is open wefted. And whenever you have wefting, you can have permatease. You don't always have permatease, but you can. And in Ivy's case, you have a little bit of permatease. However, it's not near as much as there is on Ignite if you're familiar with Ignite. I wish I had an Ignite here to show you and compare, but I might have to save that for another video when I have one on my hands. So you do have a little bit of permatease, but it's truly not that big, fluffy, pillowy, soft permatease. It's just kind of barely there. But you can use it to work with it a little bit, which is great. Gives you a little bit of extra volume, which I think is needed on a style like this, especially to help bring out all this lovely layering and create this really gorgeous silhouette that Ivy has here. But then we also have some shorter layering in the front here, which you could also bring forward if you would like a bang. I always get asked the question, can I add bangs to this? Yes, you can. You can add bangs to almost any wig. So you can, yours is gonna look a lot better than this, but you can always bring your fiber forward, use a bit of heat at the root if you need to help direct it, if it's not going where you want it to, and then give it a trim. And then you're gonna, oh there, that's kind of cute. If I back up, it kind of looks like a bang. Anyways, you can absolutely put a bang if you don't want this like side swept look here. Or you could part it in the center if you want it to have kind of that kind of a look. Anyways, lots of options when you do have that monofilament top, lace front, and when you have some layering going on. So Ivy here is made with heat-friendly synthetic fiber, which I personally love because it brings down the shine of the fiber in comparison to a regular synthetic fiber. Now this was Olivia and this was regular synthetic. And I don't know if you can see the difference in regards to the shine that comes off of Olivia in comparison to Ivy here, but regular synthetic is typically going to give you more shine, especially on the blonde ones, I personally find. But what heat-friendly fiber also allows you to do is it allows you to style it and more easily treat it with heat. So you're gonna find that over time, you're gonna get a little bit of frizz on Ivy. Honestly, you're not gonna get too much frizz too soon because this is a shorter style. This is going to be a very easy throw on and go type of a style. You're not gonna have to fuss with it too much. And you're also not going to have to maintain the fibers too much because it's not long enough that it's truly going to tangle. I mean, you might get the odd little minor tangle, but truly it's not gonna tangle a lot. You're not gonna have it rubbing against your clothing, and you're not gonna have to truly brush it a ton. This is gonna be a great one for you to just kind of finger comb if you need to get out any little tangles and kind of straighten it up. So because it's not rubbing against your clothing, because it's not long and gonna, intertwine and get all tangly, because you're not gonna be brushing it as much, you're not gonna get as much friction frizz on your fibers, which means you're not going to have to use heat to maintain it as much. So in terms of maintenance, this is great. In terms of throwing this on and just heading out the door, this is great. And in terms of longevity, this is also great. The only thing that would concern me about the longevity of this type of a wig with their new high def lace front here is the fact that because this is more of that traditional lace as opposed to monofilament lace, it feels more delicate, and I feel like this is a lace that could stretch out. So you have to be, I think, a little bit more careful with this lace so it doesn't stretch, so you don't get, like this situation happening where you have extra lace going on and then you'll end up having to glue it down. So just be careful, extra special careful with this lace here. Now, in regards to fit of Ivy fits very true to average. I am a petite size. I measure 20.5 inches in circumference, 11.5 inches front to nape, and 11.5 inches ear to ear. This fits me really nicely ear to ear. It fits just above my ear crease and just in front of my ears, kind of on my temples, which is a nice spot for your wig to sit. So ear to ear on me is really nice. Front to nape though, that's where you're gonna have like the extra cap situation going on. So because I am a petite size and this does fit true to average, I do have extra cap that I can kind of grab. But for me, I don't mind it too much as long as it's not like super overwhelming. I would typically just pull this down as much as I can, and then it fits a lot better in that way. And then in terms of circumference for me, this is a style that I will have to bring the adjusters in just a little bit in order to fit my circumference a little bit better. But overall, this does fit true to average. This will fit someone a bit bigger than average as well, especially because it does have a lot of good stretch to your cap in the circumference, as well as, since this is a wefted cap, let me take this off and show you, because this is a wefted cap, you always get a lot of stretch within there too. Okay, let's take a look at this cap now that we have it off. Here is your new lace front here. It is nice and soft, a lot more, I guess, malleable and easy to move around than a monofilament lace. Definitely less scratchy. So nice and soft lace front here. And then your full monofilament top. So that's where you're allowed to part it anywhere you want and where all of the fibers have been hand tied. And then you have your open wefting here. So you have all the fibers sewn into rows by a machine. You have all this elastic here sewn vertically, which allows you all of that stretch. It's ventilated and breathable. And then you have your extended felt nape for comfort and your Velcro adjusters, so you can adjust it. So this is the brand new Ivy. I think this is an adorable style. I do like the upgrade in the cap. In the lace front, I guess, would be really where the only upgrade is. One thing I did not mention is the density of this. So I find this to be a very natural density. It's not super duper low, but it's also not a lot of hair. It's a very natural low to medium density is where I would kind of put this. And when you have that natural low to medium density, it does allow for easy ear tucks if you're an ear tucker. I always leave a little bit of fiber in the front so that you're not like fully exposing the ear tabs. If you're someone like me who has no hair to kind of blend into your wig, then you don't always want to just like fully expose that, because you can really see that there's no hair growing out of my head. So I leave a little bit of hair out front with an ear tuck. Anyways, easy to ear tuck, nice natural density, really easy to wear, really comfortable. I quite enjoy Ivy. This would be a really cute one to add a headband to. Obviously it's not long enough for a ponytail, but you can definitely add a little headband here, give it that subtle style, very cute. Put a little bit of volume in the back here maybe, but nice little headband style. Or this one could work. Oops, dropping all my things. You can definitely pin some of this back if you want. Let's see, do a little clip, leave some fiber forward. Then you have another cute little style. Anyways, there are a few options that you can do with Ivy, so it's not just gonna look exactly the same all the time, because it's always fun to just style it a little bit. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of Ivy, and if this is one that you are interested in. Ivy has been released now. It is available to order. It is no longer a pre-order, so you can get your hands on it if you act fast, because I feel like a lot of people are going to want Ivy. So if there's a color that you have been eyeing up, definitely grab it up before it's gone and before we have to wait for another batch to be created. Anyways, I hope this was helpful, you guys. Let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to hear them, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.